Hey guys, welcome back. It's Maverick here today with another episode of Realist Hero. So, at the end of last episode, Soma had this call out for help, right? Basically saying, hey guys, I really need some people right now. If you think, you got a talent, come be part of my crew, and so on and so forth. Maybe not as gangster as that, but something of that sort, right? Because, of course, a good leader always needs to have sufficient men, right? A leader cannot do everything by himself. They really need good and trustworthy as well as talented personnel in order to help them do whatever it is that they want to do. I do believe in this episode we'll be seeing most of those other characters who are going to be making up the rest of the main cast, if you will, or at least the main characters beyond Soma here. So let's just get right into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Well, thank you for waiting until episode 3 to explain that to us. I like how they decide to forego. Uh, they decided to forego all of those terms that showed up there, which were basically everything related to more political and economic kinds of policies. I didn't really look at it. I mean, it's not important anyways. Basically, it's just saying that there's it's just allowing us to see, okay, the gibberish that we see here is actually in, of course, Japanese and whatnot. I do think it's funny though, like in those normal situations where you would consider like the main character, giving off some really strong skill or whatnot, and then he summons 3 quills out and they start writing, right? That's a skill. That's what this series is about. At least in the beginning parts. Like I said, I only really read all the way up to the third volume of things. So maybe later on we focus a little bit more on his battle prowess, or combat prowess, I should say. But definitely not in these few episodes. Alright. I'm not sure if I quite agree with that English translation there, but alright. They're really trying to drive this. This guy's case is actually quite interesting. It actually surprised me a lot as well when I read the light novel for the first time, because definitely, even though I can understand all this leading talents and so on and so forth, the thing that he brings to the table is indeed pretty damn unique. Oh. Yeah, and like I said at the beginning, like all 5 of these are quite important. Aisha! Huh. I actually don't quite remember that part, but alright. Yeah, he's taking, basically intelligence and wisdom from modern days. Ah, that was easy. The power of knowledge. Hey, Gina-chan. Huh, are we gonna get a demonstration? They're really making Liscia out to be this more of a little girl character, but alright. Obviously, that's actually quite important, but I'm not gonna spoil that part. See, I think casting Ueda Reina for this role does make a lot of sense. Ganyu from Genshin, by the way. I like how he still has electricity and still can use wire. uh. I wonder what she's gonna sing though. Like, is she going to sing? Are they actually gonna sing the opening or ending? Or maybe a completely different insert song? Alright. Okay. Not quite familiar with that song and whatnot, but alright, moving on. This guy. Yeah, definitely we have a case of someone who thinks he's faking it. Well, wait, no, that's not the word. What's it called again when you believe you're underqualified for the job that you're trying to do? Or some kind of complex? Not inferiority complex. Yeah, see, this is definitely a pretty interesting. Of course, this actually ties into the point that Soma was trying to make at the end of last episode. You know, the reason that he took Liscia aside. I don't really know that reference, but oh well. I like this guy. And definitely good on Soma to also, right? Not back down as well. see. I like... Huh. I'm actually not quite I think in the light novels they also mentioned quite early on that this guy was important. But anyways. This is definitely very useful, eh? I actually don't quite remember what's the problem here. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, they're not gonna say it. Dang. Leaving that as... Alright. That makes sense, though. Well, I will see you guys after this. Alright, so there we go. That was Soma's meeting with the Fab Five. And of course, I'm not going to spoil what what that last thing was. We'll talk more about that in the next episode here. But yeah, so basically we go through some of the more important personnel that are to come. Aisha, the Dark Elf, she's going to be featured quite prominently in the future as well. Yeah, I mean, that bit at the end there about everything, I mean, it was obvious to get a reaction from Liscia, right? I will even be your concubine, etc., etc. I don't know. I kind of rolled my eyes at this because, especially with that sort of, all this whole time they're really focusing on Liscia's sort of enviness or jealousy, if you will, on the entire situation as well. And again, they're really making her out to be this more of a shoujo kind of character, right? Just like your normal girl from like, I don't know, like from a normal high school or something of that sort, right? Instead of the more firm and proper sort of militaristic minded. I would really describe her more as a military officer than a princess. And, this is not... I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not going to stop complaining about this because I really loved Liscia's character back in the light novel. And, yeah, I really think she's a very, a very strong-willed, strong, independent woman and all that. So I don't really appreciate her character change here. But, it is what it is. I get that it's, it's cute and all, and so on and so forth, right? And I guess this is also why in the genre list, they do list this as a romance and harem and whatnot, because, well, I guess they are going to try and instill more of those elements in here. Or I guess not instill. They're not really changing anything that wasn't originally in the light novel, but I guess they're just sort of promoting it in a different way, right? They're making it much more of a bigger deal than it was. I mean, sure. I'm sure that's going to appeal to many others as well. So, don't worry, we'll get more on Aisha and her entire situation later. Juna, well... I'm not sure if that was the song I would choose to wow the citizens of the kingdom or whatnot. But hey, I do think that Ueda Reina is very fit for the casting of Juna, she has her all 5 of these really. They have other they have deeper stories that go with them, which I'm not going to spoil. Juna's case is also quite neat as well, and again, this is not just a situation where okay they put them in these positions and whatnot, and later on we forget about them. No, these will become continuous characters, so on and so forth, right? Poncho was the one that I mentioned even whilst reading the light novel. I was quite surprised by, because I also did not expect someone to have such a big reaction to him. Like, obviously I can understand like why someone of his nature would be useful and whatnot, but to literally go down, like literally throw himself at him and be like, yes, you are exactly what this country needs. And again, I'm not gonna spoil too much on that part, but I think just the ending of last episode, and indeed even the start of this episode, would be a big hint as to why Soma currently values Poncho so much, right? I certainly think there are other different ways of manifesting a person of similar talent that can fill in the same roles, but I guess they decided to go, or the author anyways, decided to go for more of an impactful, right, kind of situation where there's this bigger discrepancy in terms of what you expect and what you actually see here. So that is in Poncho's case, and obviously he is going to be important going forward. And then finally we have this Hakuya guy. The moment I read his character within the light novel, he instantly reminded me of I believe in Japanese they call him Shokatsu Ryo, or as he's mostly known in Chinese and in the Western cultures as well, Zhuge Liang, right? Who is obviously a very renowned military strategist and later prime minister of the Shu Kingdom, right, during the Three Kingdoms period and whatnot. I do think that they are sort of building his character similar to his, although I guess technically you can also argue there's other very brilliant minds during the Three Kingdoms period, and if I were to actually go a bit deeper, I would say he's actually more similar to someone like I don't know, like Shinu or someone else. But I feel like that's getting like way too deep, and if you aren't really a Three Kingdoms fan or a Three Kingdoms nerd or whatnot, you would absolutely have no idea what I'm talking about. At least for Zhuge Liang, he appears in the what's it called, the Dynasty Warriors thing, so his name is a lot more mainstream, if you will. But anyways, so that's that kind of thing. But considering that we already had some Three Kingdoms references in the previous episodes as well, I don't think it's too much of a stretch to think that to think that the author here is also using a lot of references and a lot of parallel stories from the Three Kingdoms period in Chinese history, and putting it in this particular work here, right? So that just on that part. Oh, and by the way, the part with Aisha about the thinning of the trees and whatnot, like I don't really know what else to comment on there. I guess that's not exactly common knowledge. Let's see, if you have a normal, actually I don't know, right? I kind of feel like we would have, that would have been part of the curriculum in like geology class or something, or would it be geology class? No. Or would it be geography class or something of that sort? Science class, I mean. I'm not sure, but I kind of feel that that's probably more or less curriculum knowledge, at least if you graduate high school and whatnot. But hey, maybe it could also be a case where Soma is just a little bit more knowledgeable, right? He's obviously an intellect, he likes to read and so on and so forth. But and considering that he did want to go for more of a public administration role and position, I mentioned in the previous episodes as well, right? Typically, in order to get to that kind of position, especially in Eastern cultures, you get it just by taking tests, right? You take tests, they determine, it's not even really practical knowledge or anything. It's just, general knowledge and whatnot. And I guess the thinking is that if you have good general knowledge and you can apply this knowledge and whatnot, then you can excel at whichever kind of task that you are given, right? So something of that sort, basically. And yeah, I think there's not really too much else to add on for this episode. Again, I don't really want to spoil anything, and the really interesting parts, I should say here, and indeed the interesting parts of these characters are stuff that would constitute as spoilers, so I'm not going to go too far into that. I think I've gave enough hints as to, the various things that these people are going to be used for, and also other potential storylines that come from them, and so on and so forth. So let's just leave it at that. So anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time as well. Bye bye.